Alright, so I wanted to do a presentation about Arlene today because I've told this to Paola, but there's certain things that I want to do, and I feel like until I get them done, I'm unable to kind of move forward in terms of like business stuff and all types of other things. Like I want to write a blog about Arlene. I want to do a video, and so I figured I'll do this. But I haven't been able to do it because, like, as soon as I sit down, it's like too much to kind of get together and have a focus for. So the point being is that's why I chose to do Arlene. I mean, that's one of the reasons. But I wanted to talk about kind of my journey a little bit and what I've learned through it after Arlene has, moved on. So Arlene, the beautiful gift. I chose that as a beautiful gift because, with her being here, obviously we always took it for granted. We always, like we do with each other, we always figure that there's always tomorrow and everything like that. But on the same note, it's like to understand that certain people are always in a giving attitude and always kind of taking advantage of any opportunity for Arlene. To me, if you wanted to break Arlene's heart, all you had to do was kind of divide people or something like that. You know what I mean? So that was kind of her gift. And of course, she was a beautiful person, both physically and emotionally in every aspect. So her gift was kind of all of that. It was just beautiful, everything that she was and she is remembered for. So, as you guys know, I've spent many hours gathering all the pictures I can find of Arlene and putting them together in a folder and everything like that. And then her brother got that, created that Life Cake account where we all can put all our pictures together, which is even more amazing. And the reason for it, my kind of, originally I didn't have a reason. It's just what I wanted to do, what I needed to do. And as I was going through it, I started understanding why I was doing it. And the why for it was because I was trying to, and still am, trying to gather as much information I could about her so I can sear her memory into my mind so that there's, no time where I'm struggling to remember everything because it's so, kind of like branding on a cattle. It's just, placed there. It's not going anywhere no matter what. And that's also what I'm trying to do with Logan, the memories that he has, and make sure that he can keep them and remember her throughout his life. I know it's going to eventually become more of stories of Arlene, like it's going to be for Emma, but if you can hold on to any of those little memories, that would be incredible. Because, again, going back to the idea of the beautiful gift that she was, is the concept of, what we should all strive to be as people, you know what I mean? That loving, that accepting, and in many ways that selfless, you know what I mean? So I want her to be that type of role model for my children. So obviously we have to do that through stories and through kind of keeping the memory alive in that sense. So I always, every day, ask Logan, different memory. Do you remember this? Do you remember that? To make sure that, he's keeping it active. But along this collection of memories, if you will, that I've been putting together and everything, I've learned something more. All of us, we think we're big in our own world, right? And what I've learned is kind of with Arlene is, how just great and vast she was. I felt like, okay, I know Arlene. She's a friend of mine. She's someone I spend a lot of time with, someone I train. You know what I mean? All these things, like, yeah, I know Arlene. And then now it's like, oh my God, I was just a little, corner, little tiny piece of the, giant world that Arlene was. You know what I mean? As we go learning more and more about all these extensions of her friends and family and everything, and how, like I mentioned before, all these people that she was always connected to on a daily basis, it's like, kind of puts things into perspective for yourself. Like, for one, is like, anything is possible, because that just sounds impossible, but she made it happen. In terms of putting it into perspective for ourselves, it's kind of like, you think you're so grand, you're so great or whatever, and you're having an impact on people, but it's like, no, you know what I mean? She wasn't forceful with her actions or anything like that, yet she's impacted everyone she's ever met. You know what I mean? She wasn't demanding of attention or anything like that, yet anyone who saw her remembered her, remembered her face. So in that kind of quiet, heroic style that she was, I feel that it's someone that we need to, kind of keep learning about and keep creating, and that kind of segues into what I want to kind of view her death as, in terms of when we look at, her passing and everything like that, and now we go learning about her more in depth, and like, like it says there, she was more than I could ever imagine. I'm sure the same for other people. We start to learn kind of this aspect of her, again, going back to that word, of her kind of heroism, in a sense, that we can actually take from it and view it as her death as not being a negative, bad thing that happened, but her death was a kind of a hero's goodbye, because even her last message on Instagram was, "Being miserable is too easy. I chose to smile, and be happy." Right? Like, that's so profound, especially when you're looking at someone's, relative last words, last words to the world. You know what I mean? And then the fact that it's kind of in the past tense. You know what I mean? So that's like the epitome of what we all need to strive for as individuals and everything, and understand how her passing was, like I said, a hero's goodbye, because when I say hero's goodbye, when you think of like any legendary figure in times or anything like that, is like they were amazing to the very end. You know what I mean? Like, think of just imagine like a brave warrior hero that we would normally think of when we hear the word hero. You know what I mean? What would that brave warrior's death be like? It'll be proud, it'll be strong, it'll be still delivering his message, still following, the message that he chose to go for. And that's exactly what she did. At no point ever complaining, at no point ever, in a sense, falling to the ground and giving up. So, it's the thing that I keep thinking about is like, we've read it, we've seen it, but it's like, I'd rather die standing than live on my knees. And that's kind of what I think of Arlene. Everything was so, a lot of times I would get angry at her or yell at her, because like you can do you can do so much, you can do so much more, and you can achieve this and achieve that, but it kind of felt like she was settling at times. But now when I reflect back on it, it's not that she was settling, it was that she was doing already so much, and she was kind of being patient with it, you know what I mean? So like, for example, like the photography thing, like always like, Arlene, you can make this into your thing, but it was always with the battle of, battle that we all struggle with. We gotta keep working and be able to pay the bills, our hobbies aren't gonna pay the bills. But she was still pursuing it, even with that kind of idea and that push happening from all around her, saying that, you're not gonna make any money taking pictures. She still kept pursuing it, she still kept it as part of her, you know what I mean? And when we reflect back on our lives, the things that kind of seem like these are childish things, we need to leave them in the back and move on. It really comes from fear, and to not let go of the things that we really connect with and feel powerful for takes bravery, you know what I mean? Takes kind of commitment to it. And she did do that. So, you know what I mean? When I think of it in retrospect, it's like, I used to yell at her, doing more. It's like, no, I was the dumb one, because I didn't realize how she was strategically kind of moving on things still. And, and even like things like, for example, when you guys had your NPC competition, I was looking at her Instagram. She has a picture of you guys on her Instagram, and she has like hashtag goals, whatever in it. But I don't know if she had told anyone this, but she wanted to compete herself. You know what I mean? And that's something that, a lot of people are terrified. Even if they're almost there, a lot of people are terrified of. And she still has some work to get done, but I'm sure that she would have. Eventually she would have gotten to that point that she would have been able to get on stage, and because as you guys know, when you get on that stage is more about your personal demons and facing them, you know what I mean? And someone who's ready and aware of those personal demons and ready to face them and ready to challenge them, you know what I mean, is something else. I would say she would be one of the most successful clients we've had, because she's someone that also had the mind shift, that we always look for. The mind shift in terms of shedding off all the old ideas and things, and open for the new concept, and open for the betterment of it all, and leaving the things that are holding you back behind. You know what I mean? So, like I said, with her, it was her goodbye, leaving that kind of legacy behind and everything like that to me, is definitely something. There is a positive in it. It's not just, a beautiful girl's life cut short, because it is that too, but it's someone that did accomplish so much and left us with so much to learn from, that the only word that can be used to describe her is, a hero. So, and her goodbye is a hero's goodbye.